Oh, hello.
Oh,
Uh,
hello. Sorry, still waiting for it to connect my end. Oh, hello there.
yes.
Hi. How are you?
Oh, fine, thank you. And how about you?
Yeah, I'm good.
Mhm.
So, how do I say your name?
Oh,
Kidoshi.
yeah,
Kidoshi.
Hiroshi,
Kidoshi.
right.
Kidoshi. Oh, hi, Kidoshi.
Mhm.
Okay, my name's Steve.
Steve.
Uh,
Okay.
Steve. Yes. I'm from London,
London. Oh,
but I live in Thailand now.
oh,
Uh,
you are living in Thailand now.
yeah.
Oh,
Yes. For some years.
oh,
Uh, you're from Japan. Where,
Japan. Yes,
where,
yeah, calling
Where,
from
where,
Japan.
where do you live, Kitoshi?
The southern part of Japan called Kumamoto. The southern part of
Oh,
Japan.
in the south. Oh,
Yes,
okay.
yes.
Yeah, okay.
Um,
So I've never been to Japan
oh,
myself.
not yet. Oh, really? You
Not
should.
yet.
After
Maybe one year.
Okay.
Maybe one year.
How
Although I get
long, how long have you been living in Thailand now?
in Thailand over 20 years.
20 years.
Yes, yeah, it surprised me.
Thailand is a second
Well,
country already, I think.
yeah. Well, I got married. My wife is Thai,
Oh, I see.
and um, I like it. I like it here in
Oh,
Thailand. It's
oh,
more relaxed than living in the
oh,
UK or London.
oh.
Uh, Better weather. And
Better weather
cheap.
in Thailand?
Yeah, yes,
Really?
yeah,
Now, what
hot.
part of Thailand do you live
Yeah,
in?
yeah. Where I live in the south of Thailand, near
Oh,
Malaysia, near the Malaysian border,
mm-hmm.
and we only have two seasons. We
Oh,
have
yeah, rainy
hot.
and right.
We have the hot season, and we have the hot and rainy season. So
Oh, oh,
it's never really cold here.
mm-hmm.
Maybe similar to where you live. In the south of Japan is quite hot.
Well, actually, we have a four season.
Oh, you still have the
Yeah,
fall
so
there. Yeah.
spring, summer,
Ah,
autumn, and winter.
and the winter. Okay.
But we have a rainy season about a little more than 1 month uh,
Hmm.
every year.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
yeah, we are now having the autumn now. So
Yes.
yeah, it's getting the weather
Getting
is getting better. Getting
getting
quite,
a bit cooler now. But
yeah.
were you affected by that typhoon
Oh,
last
typhoon.
last
Well,
week?
typhoon. We call the typhoon by number, but
Okay.
yeah, typhoon number 10
Number
uh,
10. All
hit
that.
hit Kyushu,
Mm.
the most southernmost island.
Yeah.
Kyushu. But my prefecture is Kumamoto is in the center of Kyushu.
Yeah.
But I don't know why. Luckily enough, our area was not so serious. Mm.
Okay. Good. Well done. Good
So
luck.
yeah,
Glad to hear that.
yeah,
Yeah.
other prefectures got
Mm.
terrible damage.
Yes. I saw some pictures.
But
Mm.
yeah,
Yeah.
in my
Yeah.
area was comparatively safe. So, but actually, um, we my wife and I
Hmm.
old, and my house is also old. So
Older than you.
we evacuated hotel.
Mm.
This is the first time
Mm.
I evacuated.
Yeah.
The authorities prepared the evacuating site at such gymnasium of the community center or a
Yeah.
school. But
Yeah.
usually they are very crowded.
Crowded. Yeah.
We use the hotel, but actually, uh, as I told you,
Mm.
it was not so serious. So,
Yeah.
but yeah,
So you got back home and everything was
now,
still standing.
now,
Good.
mm,
Good for you. Happy for you.
yeah.
So what? Where did you've worked abroad or studied abroad? You have very
Oh,
good
yeah. Actually, I
English.
used to be a school teacher, and
Ah,
I taught English. And
yeah.
after I retired, I went to Australia
Okay.
to continue to study English. I attended the university, and
Yeah.
University of New South Wales in Australia,
Yes. Yes.
Sydney, and I stayed there 1.5 year, and I enjoyed studying with young people. I was already, that was about 20 years ago, but I was already quite old. But I enjoyed studying with young
It
people.
keeps you younger, doesn't it? Do you
Okay.
find? Well, I'm quite old. Oh, I'm old, sorry, uh, but I find te teaching, working with younger people
Oh,
helps keep me young.
yeah, yeah, that's
Yeah,
good. Yes.
yeah. You found the same?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah, yeah.
that's good.
It's yeah.
And
Good way.
mm, luckily enough that young people so friendly with old people, old men
Yes,
like me.
yes.
So I really enjoyed studying with them. And that was about 20 years ago. I still have friends in Sydney, and also Japanese student,
Keep in
who,
touch with you.
yeah,
That's
study.
good. That's nice.
Yeah,
Yes,
I
yeah,
think, thanks.
yeah, yes. It's
So,
a lot easier now
mm.
with social media.
Oh, yeah.
I have one. Well, I just use Facebook, but I have
Oh,
two Facebook, but one I just use for students,
oh,
and it's interesting to see how they are. Well, getting on now. You know that they what working, getting married, having children.
mm,
It's good to see they're doing well. My old students.
yeah. Mm,
But yeah, it's good. I remember when maybe the UK slightly different, and certainly in the past,
mm,
like when I was young, we were kind of a little bit in awe or scared of talk. Well, not scared, but with older people, it was maybe it wasn't such an easy relationship. But
mm,
here in Thailand, I had a class beginning of the year.
mm.
Uh, One of the students, she was actually older than me. She
Oh,
was 68.
oh,
Uh,
68. And what nationality is she?
Thai. These are all
Oh,
Thai students
oh,
in Thailand.
oh,
The youngest in the class was 15,
oh, 15.
and most of the
15 high. Yeah.
students were like late teens, early 20s. But
Mm.
they all got on very well. She was a lovely, lovely woman.
Oh, mm.
Low level
Yeah.
English, but she
Yeah.
enjoyed studying. Got on well with the others. The younger ones, they enjoyed helping her, working with her at times.
Mm.
It was really nice to see. Uh,
Oh.
okay. So
So,
you,
I'm wondering, you said the weather is comparatively good in Thailand, you said.
yes,
Yeah, impression Thailand seems to be very hot, you
what
know.
it is.
Actually, I visited once or twice, visit Thailand once or
Mm.
twice. Uh, my impression was very hot over
It
there.
can be, yes, and it's also very humid.
Oh, humid, yeah.
That's
Mm,
the very first time many years ago I was backpacking.
mm,
I was as a tourist came to Thailand. It was
mm.
7 o'clock in the evening. I remember that. Bangkok
Oh,
airport. The doors opened. I walked out into the air and went trying to breathe at
mm,
7 o'clock in the evening. It was still
mm.
like um,
So you already got used
I've
to
got used to it now. I mean,
it.
some days, like if I'm outside,
Mm,
I can feel the heat on me, and
oh,
then it's nice to walk back into the classroom
mm,
which is air conditioned. And it's like,
oh,
ah. um,
mm,
Even after 20 years, getting used to it, I'm sort of used to it.
oh,
But
oh. So you sometimes go back to London?
I haven't been back home for about 15 years now, over 15 years.
Oh, so you don't have your
I
relatives
still,
or
I have three. I have family. I have three
mm,
sisters and their family
mm,
in the
mm,
UK, but
mm.
it's relative quite expensive.
Oh, yes,
uh,
that's true. That's true.
and
Yeah. Mm,
teachers in Thailand, we're not paid a lot. Well, teachers
mm,
everywhere, as
mm,
you know,
yeah, yeah, I
are
think
not
so.
paid a lot.
Mm,
Particularly in Thailand, it's difficult to
mm,
get the money to fly
mm,
and go home.
mm.
And My wife, we've been back twice, and my wife enjoys the holiday, but she says, yeah, she enjoys it for 2 or 3 weeks, but she always wants to come back to Thailand.
Oh, she went to England.
Yes,
by
we've been back together twice. As I say, she enjoys it as a holiday, but knowing she can come back. And I have to admit myself, okay, it's a long time since I went back to England. But when I came back home to Thailand, when I came back home to Thailand, I feel Thailand more of my home now than I was in. It would be difficult now to go back to the UK, particularly being old. The money, housing would be difficult.
Actually, I visited your country, home country, twice, and like latest one was about 5 years ago. So yeah, I traveled. At that time, I stayed, homestay.
Yes. Okay. Good. Yeah.
Bath. Bath.
Bath. Oh yes, lovely city. Yeah. Very old.
Famous hot spring.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the whole town is designated as heritage, world heritage.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah. So I stayed one of the families there.
Yeah.
So
yes, it's a lovely city because it was Bath goes back to it's about 2,000 years ago. It's a very old city. It's the Romans. Roman settlement. There's a number of cities that were started, if you like, by the Romans. Bath, I think, might be the best preserved of.
Oh yeah.
Like London wasn't for the Roman way. It didn't become very important for quite some years. Near Bath, I don't know if you ever went. Winchester, another old city. That was mainly that's where the Romans basically worked from not from London. London was very unimportant 2,000 years ago.
Winchester, wait, where is it?
Winchester. It's in the south, in the southwest, near Bath.
Bath.
Near Bath. It's near Bath. Yeah. It's a small city now, but it was one of the big cities for the Romans. But Bath, lovely city.
Didn't stay in the British, not so long.
Didn't stay very long. No, they had to go back because they were being attacked by the what now we would call the Germans, the Huns, the Germanic tribes. So they pulled out, went back, had to go back to Rome, then England went a bit wild for about 1,000 years. There was no real control.
Yeah, it's very interesting to know, all history.
Yes.
What happened.
Yeah. It's well, as they say, if you ignore what's it say? Those who ignore what's the phrase? Those who ignore history. I can't think of the phrase. I'll check it out later, and send it to you. Those who ignore history are doomed to repeat it. That's it. Okay.
Anyway, I remember other famous places. Edinburgh Castle.
Yes. Yeah. Yes.
It's very impressive.
On a volcano.
On the very big rock,
It's actually a volcano. What's a volcano? Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh,
yeah.
That's lava?
Yes, I forget. Yeah, obviously it's extinct now. I think it's the only volcano in the British Isles. I'm not sure how it got there because there's nothing else near. It's volcanic. But, Scotland, parts of Scotland, some of the oldest, further north from Edinburgh, Grampians, some of the oldest rocks in the world. Yeah,
Oh, really?
yes, thousands of years
Mm,
old. So, sorry,
mm.
Kirsty, we're running out of time here.
Oh,
Lovely
okay.
talking to you.
Well, thank you. Nice talking.
Hope we have another meeting
Talking with
sometime
you.
soon.
Okay.
Okay,
Bye
have a good day.
bye.
Have a good
All
day.
right. Thank you very much.
Look
See
forward to
you.
seeing you again soon, Kirsty.
Okay.
Bye for now.